Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for January 23rd to February 4th. January 23rd to 27th. This is what we're indicating: a trough here near the Aleutians or over the Aleutians, trough here over the Gulf of Alaska into the western U.S., and we have positive height anomalies extending from the high latitudes into the eastern U.S. Now, the west will experience cold and stormy conditions. Also, the east will have stormy conditions later on in the period, but will be warm due to this warm west-southwest flow, almost a zone of flow across the eastern U.S. Now, you're looking at the GFS, and I'm going through each day. You can see it in motion, and we come to the 27th, and the flow flattens out across the east central states. That's next Saturday. And we look at the rest of the models. They're good agreement. So now we're going to get to the surface conditions. Snow and gusty winds are forecast for parts of the Great Lakes on Tuesday as strong low lifts northeast. A trailing cold cyclonic flow may produce areas of lake effect snow behind the system. Rain and thunderstorms are forecast along and ahead the trailing cold front in the east. That might interact with Atlantic inflow and will cause heavy rainfall across portions of the eastern U.S. An eastern Pacific trough is forecast to move into the west central states and will spread a broad area of precipitation from the west coast and then eventually to the east central states. Locally heavy rain and higher elevation snows are forecast for the central and northern west coast. Some of this moisture may extend south into California. As far as temperatures go, the temperatures will be rather continue their variability across portions of the east. As the period starts out, very warm temperatures along the east coast, ahead of approaching cold front early next week. Behind the front, much of the nation will experience temperatures within 10 degrees of either side of normal. Later in the period, another surge of warmth is forecast for the east central states late in the week. January 26th to the 30th. Here we are at the 27th. Looking at GFS, and then we go to the 30th. The pattern doesn't change very little. And we look at the rest of the models. We still have above normal heights here over the Aleutians. Upper low or trough here over the Gulf of Alaska into the west, and we have above normal heights here extending from the high latitudes into eastern U.S., and we have a zone of flow across the east central states. And the models are good agreement with this. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting below normal temperatures here. Anomalies of 6 degrees or more are forecast, and above normal temperatures are forecast for this region here, with anomalies of 6 degrees above normal or forecast. As far as precipitation, we have above normal precipitation forecast here, and for this region here, probability of occurrence is 45 to 55%, and we have below normal precipitation forecast for this region here, probability of occurrence is 35 to 55%. For January 31st through February 4th, I think a change may be occurring, but it might happen after this period later on in February. And we come to the 31st, and we still have our trough here, ridge, almost a zone of flow. And then we go through the rest of the period. GFS maintains the pattern, but as we get to the end of the period, you start seeing eastward progression of this trough into the Mississippi Valley, or into the center of the nation pretty much. As this ridge, let me get back here, as this ridge approaches the west coast. Let me see if I can, okay, let me try to get here. And we look at the rest of the models, especially the European ensemble shows this, and also indicates positive height anomalies near Greenland. The models differ in the strength of these anomalies, and I'll show you that. See, this is the NAEFS, and then we have the European, then we have the GFS ensembles, and the GFS. But models are indicating eastward progression of this flow, and I think this might happen, be completed after this period. So for this forecast period, forecasting above normal temperatures here and here, the anomalies here will be about 6 degrees above normal, and here will be 2 to 4 degrees above normal. And below normal temperatures are forecast for this region. This might be a little high, so I'm going to be conservative right now and calling for anomalies at 6 degrees below normal. And for precipitation, calling for a little change in the overall precipitation anomalies from this period. So that's the long-range weather forecast discussion for January 23rd to February 4th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.